What's good, guys? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can build a marketplace using FlutterFlow. So there are a lot of sites that serve as marketplaces where users can display their services. So for instance, we have here Fiverr, and anybody can come in and they can sell their services. So right here, I'm looking at a page. There are a lot of services. This is the SEO category, search engine optimization. Here I am at Upwork, and the same thing. We have different services. Here you have one person here selling services, another. And so these sites are very popular because not only can users sell all kinds of services, but you can build a site that can sell different services. So it doesn't have to be SEO. It doesn't even have to be services. You can use it as a platform for products. You can use it as a platform for different services, for different products. The possibilities are really endless. And so I'm going to show you exactly how you can build such a site very quickly and easily using FlutterFlow without writing a single line of code. So if you take a look at this diagram right here, we have FlutterFlow Freelancer Marketplace. And so the idea is we're going to have a homepage. We are going to have a way for the end user, meaning that the person who is buying the services, so somebody like a business owner, a small business owner, is going to be able to go out and choose the particular service, and then they're going to see another page where they can go out and actually check out or purchase the services. Now, the database structure we're thinking is going to have users. Okay, so basically these are going to be the people offering services. We have first name, last name, location, amount earned, description. So these are basically freelancers. These are basically people looking to make money. And we also have the listings. Okay, so on the listing, we're going to have the name, the expertise, city, state, maybe a country, description, their rate, and their rating. Okay, and that is kind of the beginning, the main kind of flow. We have the UI flow, the UI logic, and this is kind of the database flow. Now, obviously, once we start designing the app, there's going to be a good chance we might change some of these things that we define here. We may add more, we may remove, we may alter the way we're going to be building this app as we go, because that's typically what happens. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to build this database. We always start from the back. We always start from the back end, and then we work our way to the front end. Okay, so we got to start from the database structure. And in order to build this database, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Firebase console. And this is a very good database system. This is supported by FlutterFlow. And you can simply Google's Firebase. Okay, and you're going to be on this page. You can hit create a project. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to choose freelancer app. Okay, we're going to say continue. We're going to say create project. We are going to wait for a little bit here. All right, so the project is now ready. We're going to go to continue. And here we are in our dashboard. We're going to go into Firestore database because that's what we need. We're going to do create a database. We're going to start in test mode. Hit next. Hit enable. Okay, now the database has been created. And what we want to do is we want to create one collection. Okay, and this collection is going to be called listings. We're going to hit next, and we're going to create one document just to kind of start with. We're going to hit save. Now, the reason we're only creating one document, this is actually an empty document, is because we want to create many records, but we do not want to create them manually. We want to actually generate them. We want this data to be randomly generated, and this is a really good way to create a lot of data very quickly, very easily, and this is realistic data. Okay, and for that we're gonna go to a tool called Makaroo. This is how you find it, makaroo.com. And on this page we are gonna define our schema, and then we're gonna create all this data. And so remember, what do we have for listings? We have name, expertise, city, state, description, rate, and rating. So we're gonna go back here, and we're gonna say we're gonna delete this ID. We're gonna say name here, and we're just gonna say we're gonna search for name, and we are gonna pick, let's say we want first name here. Email, yeah, let's have an email as well. Email field here. We don't need gender. We don't need IP address. We also need expertise. We need state. Just gonna keep it simple. We need rate and rating. A description, their rate, and their rating. Okay, and that is the fields that we have for the listings. Okay, now we need to get the type working correctly. Email is set up. Expertise is just gonna be, it's just gonna be data. Okay, so we're gonna go in here and we're just gonna pick job title. Okay, we're just gonna randomly generate job title. For state, we're just gonna type state, and we have state. For description, we're gonna go and pick job. We have job title. Let's see if we can pick something else. Role. So maybe we'll just pick role here. And rate is gonna be a number. Okay, so we're gonna pick a number. We're gonna pick a number right here. And here you can define how this number is gonna be. So the rate is gonna be dollars per hour. So the minimum is gonna be, let's say 20. The maximum is gonna be let's say 500. Decimals blank. Next we have the rating. The rating is gonna be from 1 to 10. We're gonna say number. And we're gonna say 1 to 10. And that's it. Okay? And so now we can generate it. Okay, so let's say we want 50 of these records. We want a CSV file here. And now we're gonna say download data. Okay, it's gonna go out and it's gonna generate this data. It is done. So now if we open this data, take a look at this. And so here's the data that was generated. We have random names, random emails, we have expertise, we have a random state, we have a description, we have a rate. This is their dollar rate, and we have a rating from 1 to 10. So this is perfect. In this case, we have 50 rows because that's kind of what we wanted. Now that we have the data, the next thing that we need to do is you need to download this really nice app called FlutterFlow. So you simply go here, you download this client, you set it up, and once you do that, you're gonna see the app that we created plus the collection. So we're gonna go to the collection, and that's kind of what we see. As you can see, we only have one record. And now all you need to do is go into import documents, pick that document that we generate, and now we have all the document. And then you can just leave all the defaults, click import, and now we have 50 records. So if you refresh this right now, you can see now we have all the records, and you can go back to the UI and you can see all the documents are here as they are supposed to be. So now the database part of the UI is complete, and now we can start building the app. Okay, so we are gonna go into FlutterFlow. We're gonna sign in into my account here. We're gonna say create a new project. We're gonna say freelancer app. We're gonna say create new. Next. We are gonna add Firebase to project. So we're gonna go back to our Firebase dashboard. We're gonna say we're gonna go to project settings, project ID right here. Go back, connect. Okay. We're gonna say auto generate config files. All right, and we're gonna say start building. So now all the other steps are done. Now before we can start building, we need to go in here. And we need to configure the collection. So we're gonna say plus, we're gonna call this listings, and then we're gonna add the fields. Description, email, expertise, name, rate, rating, and state. Description, email, expertise. Okay, so we have their schema here. Now we can go into settings and we can choose validate to see if it matches up with what we have in the backend. And it says here successful, okay? So now all the backend stuff is finished, and now we can go into the fun parts, and that is actually building the app, designing the app, making the app look pretty, and making the app look functional. So we're gonna go back here. We have the home page. Now remember guys, we have 3 pages here. Home page, we have the listings where we choose the detail page here, and the purchase services page. We're gonna go back here. We're gonna create 2 new pages. So this could be the listing page, listing detail page, and then this is gonna be the purchase page, purchase listing, listing purchase. Okay, so we have home page, listing detail, listing purchase. So let's go to the home page. So the home page, it's gonna be a list of listings, essentially a list of different gigs that people are offering to do. So for that, we're gonna go in here and we are gonna search for a list. a list view. It could be a list style, a list view. We're just gonna use a list view just to keep things simple, and we're gonna drag it right here. Now, if you go to the hierarchy, you can see that we have the list view. Now, while you're in the hierarchy, what you wanna do is you wanna pick the list view, and now you wanna pick the widget. You wanna build the widget, design the widget, or pick an existing widget that kind of does what you want. So if you go in here, we go into templates, and we scroll down. There's a lot of widgets here. There's a lot of really interesting widgets. And if you scroll down, you're gonna find some really good widgets here. So if you scroll down, here's what we have, this on-demand listing. So if we choose that, now right now it's only one of these. We want this to be a list view. For it to happen, we need to go back here. We need to pick our list view here. We need to go to this backend query section, and we need to pick a query collection. We're gonna say listings, list of documents. We're gonna say confirm. Once we do that, it understands that this is now a list view, and it starts to repeat these. That is kind of what you want, all right? So this is our listing here, okay? Now we need to kind of configure it. Now what we wanna do is we wanna pick this text right here, and we wanna go in here, and we wanna set it from a variable. We're gonna go in here, we're gonna say list view, and we're gonna pick a variable. Now for this variable, I'm just gonna say description, okay? Description. Here we have another one. This could be a user. Come in here, the name of the user. Next we have the rating. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna pick the rating. And here we have the rate. Okay, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna pick the rate. Okay, we're gonna hit confirm. All right, so that's kind of what we have right now. We still have this image that we need to fix. We're gonna keep this little image here, this little call to action here, and we're gonna change patch title to listings. Okay, and now if you run the app, hopefully it's gonna display some of the listings that are in our database. So let's run the app. All right, and there we have it. That's our app right there. So as you can see, we have a project manager, we have an electrician, and it's not scrollable right now. That's actually easy to fix. You simply go to the list view here, and you make it scrollable right here, okay? Another thing that you can do is you can go to list view, and you can enable infinite scroll if you want. You can do that as well, okay? So now if you run the app, and here's the app, and as you can see, we can scroll it perfectly now, okay? So that is kind of what we have. The next thing that we need to do is we need to make sure when they choose it, it's gonna redirect to the second page, and it's gonna show the details, okay? And that's actually very, very easy to do. So we come in here, we go to our pages here, we have the listing detail, and what do we wanna do? We wanna do the same thing, okay? We're gonna go in here, we're gonna go in here, we have this listing detail here, and we're gonna pick this column here, and we are gonna go to the template, and we can pick any template that we want. We can design our own template, but typically what I wanna do is I wanna reuse the same card that we have. So we're gonna pick this on-demand listing here, and the other thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this column here, and we're gonna add a button. This button is where they're gonna be purchasing the stuff. So we're gonna add a button right here, and now we have this button, and this button is where they're gonna be able to purchase things. So we can rename this button purchase. We're gonna do something like this. We can also increase the width of this button, make it 150. We can change the border radius, we can redesign it if we want. We can do a lot of interesting things with this button. Make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that looks about right. Let's increase the width. Okay, that looks about right to me, okay? And when they click on it, they're gonna be redirected to the final page where they can check out their gig, whatever they want to purchase. So, and in order for this to show up correctly, we need to pass the parameter of the gig that they picked in the previous page. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pass the document reference, and then here we're gonna pull up that document reference. So we're gonna go to this on-demand listing, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna say this is gonna be a document from a reference. So we're gonna go listing, and the source is going to come from a reference, okay? So for that, we're gonna pass a parameter. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna add a parameter. We're only one parameter is gonna be docref, and this is going to be a document reference. Collection type is listing, okay? And so now when we go to this on-demand listing, we can say this is a document from reference, a listing, source is docref. Okay, so now it understands it. The only thing that's left is to pass that document reference. We're gonna go back here to the home page. And so when they click on this image here, we're gonna have an action. We're gonna add an action. We're gonna say navigate to listing detail, and we are gonna pass docref. See, it already knows it because it's there already, right? So we're gonna go to docref. Source is listings view. Available options is reference. It's the only one that's available, okay? So now when we pass it, it's gonna know what to do with it. And now we need to configure it. So we're gonna come in here, set from variable, docref, list records, and we're gonna say this is gonna be name, confirm. This thing is going to be description. This is rating, and this is going to be our rate. Okay, so as you can see, it's all filled in. And now when we go to the second page, it's gonna know that this is a specific reference to a document in our Google Firebase, a Google Firestore here, and then they can purchase this gig. So let's run it, see if it works. So here's our listing here, and let's say we want this gig right here. We need a construction expediter. Okay, we're gonna hit that, and as you can see, we have all the fields here duly passed as arguments, and they're filled in here. And now we can hit purchase gig, and that's gonna purchase the gig. So that's the only thing that's left to do. We are gonna go in here, and we are going to add the component. Come in here to this column, and we're gonna go back into templates, and we're gonna see if there's a nice kind of purchase listing that we can do. Something purchase, something checkout. Let's see what we can pick. And here you have a checkout simple. We can do something like this, checkout, and that's about it. And here we can write something, so we can modify all of these fields here, and we can say checkout, and then this thing could be the name of the order. It could say something like, we can pass a variable, okay? And for that, we are gonna pass the document reference again. So we're gonna go to this thing here, and we're gonna say this thing is gonna be receiving a document reference. Add a parameter, docref, type is document reference, collection is listings, confirm. And here is where we're gonna display the actual something related to the order. Okay, source is going to be docref. This thing right here, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna pull up this reference. We're gonna say document from reference, listings, source is docref. And now we can come in here and we can say, well, this is going to be a description of the gig we're buying. This is going to be the description that we are purchasing. And the total is going to be maybe rate, or, you know, you can modify it however you want it. So let's say I'm just going to put rate here. So I'm going to say set from variable. I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to say rate. Formatting, I'm going to say this is going to be, we're going to say dollar, display as currency, and we're going to say confirm. So now it's going to be displaying as currency, okay? And so now, if we go back to the pages here, listing page, this thing is going to pass the document reference. We're going to add an action. We're going to say navigate to listing purchase, and we are going to pass docref. So that's it. We're passing it, and now it's going to display the right thing. So if you run it, okay, so here we are on the app. We're going to pick electrician. We're going to say purchase gig, and we are redirected. And here it's displaying electrician. Maybe we can display a description or the name or a combination of both. It's really, really up to you. And here is where we have the rate, okay? And obviously we may want to remove all of these. Maybe it's going to be by hour. Maybe we purchase by hour. Maybe we just purchase a specific service as a whole. So it's really up to you how you want to do it. But that right there is how you build a marketplace, regardless whether it's going to be for services, maybe products, maybe something else. It's really, really up to you. And that is all that I wanted to talk about in this video. I really, really hope you've gotten value here. As always, if you didn't understand something, you need clarification, you want me to explain something better, let me know below the video. Also, I would highly appreciate if you hit like on this video, subscribe to this channel, and just leave a comment below. That will help to get the video out to more people who are perhaps struggling with this issue or want to learn more about NoCode. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.